Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Advice to Householders, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. Today we will be discussing the austerity and yagyas. Yesterday we had started the Pitra Yagya or the debt to forefathers. So we'll continue that. Pitra Yagya in modern times. From a broader point of view, everything that you do in this world should enhance the fame and glory of your family and of your forefathers, the departed souls. You should conduct yourself in a way that would make your forefathers proud if they were here to see your actions and achievements. As long as the souls are not liberated, there is still an interrelationship between you and the souls of your forefathers. If someone in a family does great virtuous deeds, the forefathers rejoice in heaven. The scriptures say that if someone in the family line attains enlightenment or becomes a saint or a sage, thereby he causes great upliftment in 7 generations of forefathers. A son is called Putra because his actions enable the souls of the forefathers to be free from the hellish world of Puta. The same is applied to a daughter who is called Putri. Due to limitation in understanding, people began to give more importance to sons than to daughters. This, however, is the result of ignorance. Either a son or a daughter will, by his or her righteous actions, bring delight to the souls of the forefathers. It is the responsibility of everyone to keep up the pride of the family line by the performance of actions that promote the good of all. Only good actions and attainments can delight the forefathers. On the other hand, negative actions or sinful deeds are displeasing to the forefathers. Next, let's discuss the Nri Yagya or Manushya Yagya. Manushya means humanity, all human beings. This Yagya takes the form of righteous deeds performed for the good of other human beings. All acts of compassion, such as feeding the hungry, providing medical help to the sick, helping the aged, giving education to the illiterate, and relieving the manifold sufferings of humanity are all Manushya Yagya in the broad sense. God dwells in all. When you promote love and understanding within your family and outside of your family with people around you, you are worshipping God in a special way. You are performing Manushya Yagya. By these acts of goodness, you attain purity of heart. The act of goodness should not be confined to your family and friends alone, but it should extend towards all human beings, irrespective of differences due to caste, creed, nationality, faith, religion, and sex. Let's move on to Bhuta Yagya. This yagya consists of your duties towards animals, birds, and lesser forms of life. Excuse me. People today are becoming more and more aware of the importance of every living creature. This is a world where plants, trees, animals, birds, fishes, insects, and worms are all interrelated. They provide an ecological balance. A special attitude of worshipping the cow has been evolved among the Hindus. The cow is chosen as a representative of all animals. Just as you show your gratitude to human beings for their acts of kindness, so too you need to show your gratitude, reverence, and love for animals such as cows that give you milk and its numerous products to nourish your body. The idea of giving honor to cows is designed to lead your mind to the ideal of worshipping God in all beings. In Hindu culture, certain trees such as the peepal tree and certain herbs such as the holy basil, also known as tulsi, are worshipped. The implication is to have reverence for all trees and plants and not to damage vegetation without rhyme or reason. In addition, on special days such as Naga Panchami, a sacred day of the Hindus, people bring milk and place it at the holes where snakes may abide. This is to worship the self that dwells in snakes and cobras, etc. So, the five debts, to summarize, it is believed that everyone comes into this world with five debts he needs to pay. By worshipping God, you pay your debt to the Devas or Deva Yagya. By performing special rites and righteous actions in the name of the departed souls, you are paying your debt to the forefathers. By performing righteous and generous deeds to human beings, you are paying your debts to humanity. And by developing respect for life and helping animals and plants, you are paying your debt to the living beings who are in the lower scales of evolution. So these debts have to be constantly addressed while we have this human embodiment. The ideal is to understand that you are spiritually related to the entire universe. You are related to God Himself. In fact, you are essentially yourself, the divine. In the process of repeated cycles of birth and death, you have passed through numerous embodiments. You have been trees, birds, animals, human beings, and by your good karmas, you may rise to the status of gods in the heavenly world. Thus, keeping this in view, the whole universe is your family. Moving one step further, you worship the divine self in and through the creation by the performance of the five yagyas. You are led to develop the cosmic vision that this entire creation is my body. All beings are different parts of my own personality. I am the self in all. When this vision develops, you then become liberated from the meshes of life and death. So that is the yagyas that we do. And let's move to a very important chapter, education and educating our children. The subject of educating children is a very vital subject because the future of mankind, culture, tradition, religion, all that is good and sublime depends upon the way children are educated. Children grow up into adults, and adults again become children in the process of the repeated cycles of birth and death based on karma and reincarnation. Further, the test of a great culture is the art with which children are educated. If children stay frustrated in a society, if they undergo mental torture, if they are not given normal circumstances for higher development and for understanding what is good and what is evil, then such a society is in a state of degeneration. It is important, therefore, to understand what types of attitudes parents must evolve towards their children, towards themselves, and towards their mutual education. A karmic relationship, one must have the philosophical understanding that children are spirits in the process of repeated embodiments, and it is on the basis of the law of karma that parents draw certain souls within their family. So, a child's coming to a home is not an accidental development, it is backed up by a law. The spirit of the child needs an environment that will fulfill the demands of its karma. Accordingly, the parents have been arranged by nature's laws. So, in a way, the child is the father of the man. If the soul of the child, which selected the parents through whom it is born, it is that soul who picks its own parents. So it's not that the parents bring up kids, it's the child that chooses the parents. It's an important concept to understand based on the evolution and karma of the soul. According to the yogic thought, a child is learning even when he is within the mother's womb, as we have previously discussed in the samskaras section. Even then, the child is receiving impressions. So, in yogic culture, an expectant mother is given an abundance of good association or satsanga. She is careful about where she goes, the thoughts she entertains in her mind, and even the pictures she sees. If she is always seeing the pictures of Napoleon with his hands folded ready for battle, the child will probably develop those impressions. And so, according to yogic culture, you can actually bring forth a child according to your liking. You can make a child a sage, a warrior, a politician, a skilled merchant, or a crooked thief. On the other hand, you must realize you are not creating the child. The child has been drawn to you on its past karmas, on its own basis. Whatever you do is in the fitness of the karmic law. At the same time, this does not imply that you simply relax and follow your whims in the name of the law of karma. The law of karma, if properly understood, helps you to exercise your self effort. Thus, you can control and take advantage of the laws of nature and promote goodness in yourself and in others. So, with this, we conclude our satsang for today, and we will see you in tomorrow's satsang. We will be discussing a child's progress, how he is a reflection of the self. So, this is a profound chapter. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Hari Om Tat Sat.